I'll say hello to everybody. It's good to be back again tonight, Tuesday, January what is this, the 26th, I think. If you guys been following us, you know that we were not here last Tuesday, that we missed 1 week since we started a weekly show a year ago. That was the first show that we missed. And we went on a little cruise. So we went down in the Caribbean and went through the Panama Canal, went out to the Pacific Ocean and back, and had a lot of fun down there. First, let me just say welcome to everybody out there listening on shortwave on 5110. We're on WBCQ, The Planet. That's up in Monticello, Maine. And it's a shortwave, 5110 kilohertz. Hopefully, or maybe soon when the propagation changes, we might move back to 9330 kilohertz. But we're staying here for now. I want to just welcome all of our shortwave listeners and tell our shortwave listeners that we're trying to have more segments about shortwave, and we're going to have a segment starting soon about international. We're going to try to bring in a lot of international stuff into our webcast. If you're out there on shortwave and you tuned across us, you can watch this. We're also webcasting this. If you have a computer and internet, if you'll go to W5KUB, that's W5 Kilo Uniform Bravo.com, you will actually see the webcast tonight, and we have a chat room where you can actually talk to us if you want to in a chat room, real time, and ask questions. We'd like to hear from you. We're very interested in our shortwave listeners out there. If you're listening on shortwave, please send us an email. You can send it to Tom, T-O-M, Tom at W5KUB.com, Tom at W5KUB.com. And we'd love to hear from you where you are. If you're hearing us, I'll be looking in the chat room in a minute, see if any of the hams can hear. The 5110 is way up at the very tip top of Maine. There's a lot of states in the United States that it does not have good coverage during this time of the year. And being hams, everybody knows how the propagation is. That signal falls different places. But just want to let you guys know, Kathy and I got in last night off our cruise. We felt like we really needed to get this show on. They offered Kathy, as you guys know, the snowstorm put about 80 million people, kind of stuck in the snow, and that messed up thousands and thousands of flights on our return. And when Kathy was trying to book our seats yesterday evening, the air carrier offered us $1,000 if we would stay there and not fly, but we turned them down. We felt like this show was more important than taking $1,000 of their money and missing a show. So we're back. Anyway, I was a little homesick, but let me show you something just real quick. I'll show you kind of what it's like when you take a cruise. Here's a quick little video. If you notice, that's a new way to clean the floor right there. If you'll watch closely, what goes one way will eventually come back the other way. So that's a pretty interesting situation, I'm sure, to be in. But we were not in that, so we were not in there. We had a much better trip than that. But here we are. Here's a picture of me. We're going right into the locks of the Panama Canal. I think that was the very first lock that we were going into about 6:30 in the morning on the Caribbean side. And here's another shot right there of a massive ship. Those are containers that are on that ship. And if you look there, you can see the gates are closed and they've already raised that ship. You can see how high the ship is. And there we are moving right through the Panama Canal. We took it all the way to the Pacific. And it takes about 8 hours to go from one side to the other. It's 50 miles long. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know where we were last week. And we're glad to be back. And tonight we've got a really good show, I think. We've got Peter Meijers with us, AI4KM. He's a chairman of HamCation, down the big Ham Fest down in Orlando, Florida. So we're going to go out and talk with Peter here. Let me see if I can bring Peter in. Peter, are you there, Peter?
Yes, I am, and good evening, Tom, and thank you for having me.
Well, hey, we're glad to have you on here, and I tell you, I've been to HamCom only once. It was a very nice Ham Fest. Man, I got to get down here more often. I'd love to come back down here. What's the dates on it?
The HamCation show is Friday 12, Saturday 13, and Sunday 14 of February.
Okay, yeah. That was 12th through the 14th. That's my birthday, the 12th. So all you listeners out there on the 12th, send me a birthday present, okay? I think I was there on one of my birthdays, actually, to tell you the truth. Okay, well, you're down here where it's warm. First of all, let me say something. It was, on the eastern seaboard, 2 feet, 3 feet of snow. We were down in the Cayman Islands and Panama Canal. It was 95 degrees. But when we came back to Fort Lauderdale yesterday, it was 45 degrees in Florida. And, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time in Florida, and when it gets below about 68, people start going to Home Depot and they buy these heaters and everything, and they're wearing parkas and jackets when it hits 68. So 45 must have been really cold for you guys. But first of all, Peter, you're from the Netherlands. Let's talk just a second about that. What brought you over here? I know you have cooler weather in the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, well, when I was up for retirement, my wife and I made the decision to go to the United States of America. My sister-in-law lives in Orlando neighborhood, and we made the decision to move to Florida. That was for the good weather, nice people, and what I discovered later on, great radio clubs in the area.
Well, that's good. I've been over there a time or two to the Netherlands, and I've been down to Florida. I tell you, I like the Netherlands. You rather be there than back home?
Well, once in a while we go back for a family visit, see our grandchild, see the family, and that's all good. Always good to be there. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's fine, but it's always good to be back home for a short period of time.
Well, that's great that you get back over there. It's been a few years since Kathy and I have been over there, but the Netherlands was always a fun place and a place we like to travel to. Okay, so hey, we got this big HamCation coming up, and now you're the chairman, and you've been doing a lot of planning here. Yeah, how long? First of all, when do you start planning for the next HamCation?
Basically, the next day after the previous one. So you start with, first of all, do the administrative work together with the treasurer to make the financials the right way. We prepare the donations to the different clubs based on the worked hours. And then we start the negotiations with the fairgrounds for a new contract. And there is a lot of work to do. We have meetings, look back after how went everything, make, if needed, some changes. And we also, and that is the funny part of the story, Tom, that nowadays the social media are very important. And what's a good point to see that on Twitter, on Facebook, you see the comments from our guests. Some of them make their own video productions, and it is very good to see that most of them, 99.9% of them, are very positive.
Well, all I've heard is great things about HamCation, so you guys are doing a great job down there. When you put it on, it's a major ham fest. I don't guess you call it a ham fest. You guys call it HamCation, and a lot of people take vacation down here. So let's talk a little about it. I mean, you've been doing it for a number of years, right? This is one of the anniversaries coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I do it for a number of years. This is my 9th HamCation, so I know what to do. And but the good point is that we have a great team of chairmen, included my own wife. She's doing the advanced reservations. She's doing the hospitality. But we have a great team. That is the base. To feel the kids are happy. Was a radio hammer. What can you do?
It was kind of a man's hobby, but over the years it's evolved to include not only the wives and ladies, but man, there's so many young kids that are starting to get into this now. I mean, at very early ages, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I know you got some youth things going, so I don't want to get you out of a track here, but we'll talk about that. Now, and I've got some pictures that you sent in. Let's see. Let me go ahead and put the first picture up, and you can tell us where this is located and describe some of it. So here we go. Let's see.
Oh yeah, this is the facility we rent for a number of years. That is the Orlando Fairgrounds, and this is an important part of the story. That we rent the whole facility from gate to gate. And that gives us a unique challenge that we not only have the commercial buildings, you see in the center of the image, commercial 1 and 2, there are the commercial vendors. There are also commercial vendors in commercial 3. So that's for most of the hams, the heart of the show, because they're looking for new stuff, they're looking for parts. And then we have, if you go up a little bit to the Swaps building, and there, go to the center, up, yeah. Up. The Swaps building, this is in the middle of the screen. And there is, you will see later the pictures, that is the facility where you can find used radios, also used parts. And a lot of people find there the good radios they want. They are used, but you can have a good buy for low prices. Then if we go to the left, you see, and that's also a goodie from the Orlando HamCation, that we have the camping grounds on site. So if you are on the HamCation and you come with your RV, you are less than 1 minute from the buildings. And you see that we got a lot of RVers coming in. We have already at this moment, I believe, over 150 reservations for RVs. Many come from the north. I hope that I'm able to come over because the weather is very bad, but I hope it get better soon. And we greet a huge number of RVers. They come with their wives. They have fun. And this is, by the way, only in an early stage of the RV activity. Because this picture was made on Wednesday. By the way, the RV check-in starts on Wednesday officially at 2 p.m. But over the years we try to open it some earlier when we have the staff and the volunteers complete. But this is only on Wednesday. I promise you, if you should make the same picture on Friday, it is completely filled up. So many RVers are there, and we have also a great team of volunteers who do their best to check in the RVs as soon as possible to limit the waiting time. And people like it when they enter after maybe for driving for many hours, and they come over and they're able to park their RV as soon as possible, connect the power, connect the water line, and there you are. You are at HamCation.
Oh man, yeah, there they are. And I'm sure that gets really packed out there during HamCation. Let's see what we got here next. We've got this is a group here. This is I guess all your different chairmen.
Yes, that's correct. We have the chairman tailgate. We have the chairman. He is our security chairman. He wants to be secure. No further comment. We have our chairman. Forums. We have the chairman, ticket sales. We have the finance chairman. We have the talk-in chairman. You have the only female in the group, that is Lydie. It's my wife, and she, as I told before, she's doing the advanced reservations and hospitality.
Yeah.
And
So, and I wanted to mention that your wife is Liddy, KJ4LMM. And I understand she probably does more work than most of you guys. She really, you guys need to work a little harder. She's working 14-hour days, what, 6 or 7 days a week?
yeah, well, the last weeks before, well, this is the reason why. We have a cut-off date of January the 16th, because after this date, we take reservations, but we don't send out the mail. Our experience over the last years is if you do it at the last moment, then the mail's stuck in the mail, and that's what we don't want. So for that reason, we all the people try to get until the last moment their reservations, and then we tell them, okay, you're good to make a reservation if you pay for it, but we held your reservation as will call. That prevents you standing in long lines. We have long lines at the time the show is started, and then we have a special booth for people who have their will call reservation, and they don't need to stay in long lines. So that's her role. But I want to mention that we have a lot of activities with the chairman, commercial, the chairman RV, the chairman swaps, the chairman tailgate, that they do a lot of work to serve all the radio hams who make the reservations.
I noticed one of the people in the chat room said, wow, all you guys have hats. So you take care of all your workers, right?
Absolutely. They are, well, let's say it this way, Tom, it is impossible to organize a ham radio show like HamCation without volunteers.
Well, I know
the cost is too high, and it is, if you should do it on a professional base, it is a mission impossible.
Well, I know you must have a hat there close by somewhere. The 70th anniversary HamCation hat. Let's see your hat. Is your hat there close?
There it is.
Well,
Okay.
let's see a close up of the hat.
Okay.
All right,
okay,
there we go.
Yeah, sorry. Let it be a little stable.
There we go.
This is the HamCation cap, and we have also, if I turn it the right way, no, it's the wrong way. We have also a great HamCation pin, and the idea came up by Liddy. She is very good in design, and with the help from our designer Stan Starr, he made a beautiful drawing on even the pin, and in general the 17 years drawing. Oh, I make it the wrong way. Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right.
And he made the base for this real great cap.
Well, you know, the HamVention up in Dayton, Ohio. I don't think they've been going 70 years. I may get yelled at here. I don't remember how many years it's been going, but it's been going quite a while. It may be close to 70. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat room could tell us. I see Joe in there and some others in the chat room. They can tell me how many years the Dayton HamVention has been going on. But what I was going to say, I've talked to my friend Michael Coulter today. He's on the board of directors up there, and a big member, and has been the chairman of HamVention several years. And he said to say hello to you. He is coming down to the Orlando. He's coming down to HamCation.
Yeah, the HamVention has a booth at HamCation, and that's great. And I must say, last year we were chosen to the Ham Club of the Year, and I met Michael also during that event in Dayton, and I was really impressed. It was the first time I was in Dayton. I was really impressed about the show over there, and that was really, really great. And we were very appreciative that we were chosen to the Ham Club of the Year.
And you know, he was telling me how much they support you guys, and how it's great for other Hamfests to grow and be very successful like you. And I remember seeing you. You know, we won the Special Achievement Award last year. We were at the banquet. You were there.
Yes.
You guys won the award, so we all got to eat together there in the banquet. It was really nice.
Yeah. Before you go on, Tom, we give during this HamCation all our around 140 volunteers the special 70 years HamCation pin. That's this one. Let me show it to you. So there he is. There he is. Okay. It is also for sale for the public. And allow me to send you this pin to you as a thank you for having us tonight.
Oh, that would be so cool. I'd love to have that pin, okay. Peter. Very good. Joe K080B in the chat room said he thinks Dayton started around 1952 or somewhere. Okay. So they're getting a few years behind them too there. Yeah. And talked to Michael today, and again we're wanting to expand our show to international people, and I think Michael's going to come aboard and do. He knows so many international people, and he goes to the Ham Fest in Germany and in Japan and all over. He's been to India speaking, and he's going to be a great guy, and we're going to try to start having some segments for the international hams on here, and we're going to talk about what other things are happening in the world instead of just here in the United States. Oh, yeah. So we were looking at the group picture there. Let me find the right mouse, and there we go. So that's some of your chairmen there, and then you've got them all hats, and then let's see, what do we got?
Well, this is well, there is no, what I told earlier, there is no show possible without the volunteers. Right. And here are two of our volunteers. They're running for security. They start early in the morning at the gates with very low temperatures, and they're doing a great job. All our volunteers, but also our security volunteers. I can tell you that we have this year we have had in 2015 over 14,000 visitors, and we have no incidents. So only the security volunteers are guiding the people the right way. People have to wait until the show opens, especially the commercial buildings, because we have a lot of RVs around. But most of the time, it is really great. By the way, this is what it's all about. This is our commercial 1 and 2 building, and you see how crowded it is. This was at the middle of the day, and well, it was sometimes hard to go from one part of the building to the other. We got a great number of people at the particular days, and well, you see the sample over here, Tom.
Yeah, let me mention here K4FMH, if I can read it far away. It says to tell you that Arnie, K5ARN from Sweden, by way of Columbus, Mississippi, is coming down to HamCation, so maybe he'll be seeing you down there.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, well, basically, Tom, we are proud to get people from Canada, from Brazil, from the Netherlands, from Germany, and also from Costa Rica. It's really great that we got, besides visitors from all over the United States, that we have also visitors from basically from around the world. That is real great.
Well, I know you pull guys from many different states and probably countries, and I mean it's a significant hamfest that you've got going there. Let me go back to the pictures here. Let's see. This is a commercial building.
Yeah, let me add some to this picture, Tom. The nice part from HamCation is that you don't only find the big names, Kenwood, Jesu, Icon, but we have also the smaller vendors, and that's good. That we have a pricing structure that also for the smaller companies it is possible to have a spot on the HamCation, and that's good that there's a huge diversity. You can buy the most expensive radios to the smallest part you ever look for, the couplers, or you need antenna pieces or whatever, and that you will find at the HamCation. And that is, let's say, the good point from this show. For everybody, you can find what you want. You can buy the most expensive radio available for ham operators, but if you go to the swaps building, and maybe you can find a used radio for a very decent price, and that's all possible at HamCation.
All right, so man, I feel so embarrassed. You know why I feel embarrassed? I told you K4FMH said that Arnie's coming down to see you. Okay. And it didn't even register on me who that is. That's a friend of mine, Frank Howell.
Okay.
And he had to tell me in the chat room who he was. I mean, his call letters is his initials. Hello, Frank. We'll call. Well, a shout out to Frank K4 FMH. Hello, down in Mississippi down there.
Frank,
we're gonna be seeing Frank down in Jackson, Mississippi HamFest this Saturday. This Saturday we'll be webcasting that HamFest. And we'll be giving prizes out to our viewers. So viewers, if you tune in to W5KUB.com Saturday and get in our chat room, you might win a nice prize. And we're going to be down here. It's a one-day event for us, but we'll webcast it all day. Very quickly, let me just make a quick announcement again to all of our shortwave listeners out there. You can watch the show on W5KUB.com. If you just tuned across us, go on the web to W5KUB, Kilo Uniform Bravo.com, and you can join the video and watch the webcast. You can check in the chat room and talk to us. And I would love to hear from a shortwave listener or even a ham out there. If you're picking up the 5110 shortwave, shoot us a note, and my email address is tom@w5kub.com. That's Tom, tom@w5kub.com. Send us an email, and hey, I'll send you back a nice show card, and we'll give you basically, it'd be like a QSL that you heard us on the station. So send us something. Looking forward to hearing from you. Let's see. There was one question. Let me answer one question in the chat room. He wondered why we were on upper sideband. We're on 5110. And, this was something new to me, too. I didn't realize until recently, and I've been a ham for 52 years. But there are modes out there. There are shortwave modes out there now where the modulation or whatever is upper sideband. This is not a AM station. We're on 5110 upper sideband, and I think it's got an inserted carrier or something on the upper sideband, and it sounds like AM, but it's sideband, and I don't know. We'll have to get the owner of the station back on here one night to talk a little about that and tell us a little bit more about it. So let's get back to you, Peter. Thanks a lot for letting me make that announcement there. So let's go back to, and Peter, I think you're the focus on your camera changed a little bit. If you'll stick your hand up to the camera or something and take it back, yeah, I think that fixed it right there. Yeah, you're looking good and sharp now. Thank you. Let's go back to the pictures.
Yeah. Well, I said this is the commercial building again, and this is really crowded, and a lot of people like it. And this is also a new point. Over the years, we opened the show on Friday at noon. For the first time this year, we will start at 9 o'clock. And that's great because we got a lot of positive reactions. This morning, there was a lady and he said, well, I'm so happy because we come to Orlando, we go to the hotel, then we have to wait half a day to go to the show. And now we can start immediately. So people are really happy with this new openings time. I heard people saying that, well, I take a day off, but I can only use it half a day for the show, and now I can walk around the full day, and many people are very happy about it.
So what do you think the attendance is for HamCation? Do you have an estimate?
Yes, we have the estimate over this year is 14,000 plus over 3 days. So because we have Friday, Saturday, and we are open on Sunday from 9 to 2 a.m. So people have the possibility to walk around. And what you see also on Sunday is that people walking around on the radio they like to buy, they walk around, and finally they make the deal on Sunday. So I've seen many times that people go to a vendor and pick up the radio they want for a long time.
Well, 14,000. That's a pretty good size. Pretty good size HamFest, I tell you. Let me move through some pictures here. Oh, I recognize this.
Yeah, that is always when we send out pictures to newspapers or television stations or to calendars, and this is always an impressive one because this is the human being and the toys, and this is the booth from MFJ, and well they have always a remarkable setup because you can see what people like to buy, and they have the latest technology also, and even the most easiest things like tuners, what everybody wants, and this is also this shows the radio ham operator looking for good buys.
I tell you, MFJ almost brings their entire line. I mean, they set up a nice display at these ham fests. They really
And
do.
are very friendly people, also very nice people. They come over with their huge truck and unload everything, and yeah, they do a great job at HamCation.
They are hard workers, and I know Martin Jew personally, and Richard, and a lot of the guys down here. We did a webcast from their from all their factories last year. Let's move on here, and here's another shot of the commercial area, I think.
Yeah, this is the commercial 2 area. And what I told earlier is that this is, well, this is my say, you can order pieces and parts over the internet. But you know, people have sometimes the idea they want the touch and feel. Okay, do I need the part? Do I want the part? Well, if you have it in your hands and you said, okay, let's do it. And that's a great thing that people who are not living quite close to a parts store, and they can do their shopping for, well, whatever part they like. And sometimes you need a part you can find elsewhere, and then suddenly you see in one of the boxes, hey, that's what I like. And that's the goodie from HamCation, and also the goodie for the commercial 2 building, where many of the vendors are with the tiny parts.
Well, you know, I do a lot of building, and I usually get my parts out of old junk things. And
Oh,
hey, let me tell you,
yeah,
I love walking by the trash pile at these Hamfest, man. They throw away some good stuff, man. I mean, there are parts in there. You know, if you're a parts collector like me, you can find some good stuff. But yeah, I mean, buy your parts at Hamfest, and I'd like to get more people building again. That's kind of what I grew up in that area of building.
oh yeah.
Let me move back again to another picture here. And let's see what's next here. Oh, I
Oh,
recognize him.
well, this is also a nice message. We are this year hosting the national convention, and that means huge support from the ARL. This you see at the right the past president of the ARL, because now we have a new president on board. Let me see in my documents. That is Rick Roderick, K5UR, and he will get his first official appearance during an Hempfest. In the middle, you see Harold Kramer. He is
He's the COO.
he is the COO, and
Yes.
he will retire. He will retire in a couple of months. But I was informed by trustful sources that at least before he is retiring, want to go to the HamCation. So that's real nice that he comes over. And at the left, you see Bob Inderbietsen. He is the marketing manager from ARL, and he is a very active guy, and he's very good to work with. Because we have now the national convention and the ARL Expo during HamCation, and there's a lot of coordination going on, a lot of work, and he's a very pleasant guy to work with and to make it all possible.
Oh yeah, they show up, and it's great to see these guys. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, now where are we? We're out in the flea market, or
Yes, this is what we call the Swaps building.
yeah.
And well, if you need parts or old radios or parts you can barely find. This is the spot to be. You find everything from old radios, new radios, computers, computer screens. I sold a couple of years ago a tiny statues. So whatever you find, and we have a very busy swaps building. We sold already over 200 tables, so it is really big. And again, if you go for some specials or for parts you can barely find, go to the swaps building, and you have friendly people. And I can tell you that, well, this is a very special story to tell. That we have the swaps vendors, and from Thursday on, the tailgate vendors are allowed to go to the premises. And what you see the tailgate over here, and some of the swaps vendors go around and look if there's something special for their tables, and they buy sometimes the merchandise at the tailgate and sell it on the swaps.
I know exactly what you mean. I had a guy who used to go up to a ham fest with us, and we would get there early, to set up, and he would go around to all these other booths, and he would buy stuff almost before the thing opened. He'd buy stuff, and then he'd put it on the table, and he would sell it. So he didn't even have to carry anything up there,
And there is also a advantage for the RVers when they can come in on Wednesday. They have to wait a little bit, but then on Thursday, when the guys come in, the tailgaters, and then they go around also. So that's the part of their fun, that before the show officially starts, they walk around and see if there's something special for them.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's move on. This is a good one here. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Well, Tom, an important part of a Hamfest who takes themselves serious, you have the forums. And many ham operators are interested in the programs of the forums, and they meet, let's say, other guys who have the same part of the hobby. And I can tell you that we have organized the way it is, that we have at the same time 6 possible rooms for the forums. We have 3 forums in the Children's Safety Village, and we have 3 forum facilities in the Lakeside Pavilion. And thanks to the fact that we have 3 HIPS, and that are 3 big tents, capacity 70 or 60, and people can go to the forums, the very popular forums. They are filled up soon, and that is the way we do it. You can go to the forums. And well, the point is that we have under the 39 this year, if I might say it that way, that we have the accent this year for an important part on the youth. And you know, Tom, that there are many hams with gray hair, and we need more youth. And we see around that some kids starting early with getting their ham license, and also that we see a lot of people in their early 30s or 40s, and they are interested in the radio hobby. So, and that's good, because we need the younger people for the future of ham radio. And for that reason, we have, for example, we have a young kid that is Hope Leah, and I believe she appeared also on your show, that she will give a presentation on satellite communication. And I have seen this presentation, and she does it very well. I think her dad helped a little bit. He is an audiovisual professional, but the way she presented it, it was really great. Then a well-known lady in the radio world is Carol Perry, Whiskey Bravo 2, Mike Golf Papa. And she is very active also in getting youngsters interested in amateur radio. And she will give also a presentation during HamCation with the Children's Forum. Also Gordon West, he gives, by the way, a presentation. He does a presentation on Train the Trainers on Friday morning, but he will give also separate presentations during forums, and he's focused also on younger people, and that's important that we get the new people interested. This what does he say? He gives a presentation on new hams, and as you know, we need new hams, Tom. Then I can tell you that we have forums on several items. We have to give. I have to read it from my paper. We have also forums on ARL activities, like the sounds of amateur radios, about new techniques, radio sport and DXCC, ARL Youth Fox, Foxit with the basics of radio direction findings. We have the well-known ARL member forums, nationwide and regional, and we have also, and that's an important thing, we have the Department of Homeland Security, and they come over to Orlando to also give some forums. Before the HamCation starts, they have a 3-day course organized by Department of Homeland Security. You can sign up for it. By the way, all the information also about the forums, about the vendors, you will find on the HamCation website. That is, by the way, www.hamcation.com. I repeat, www.hamcation.com, and you will find all the information I'm just telling about, included the special forums or instructions from the Department of Homeland Security. It is a 3-day course, and you need to have the ICS 100, 200, 700, and 800 before you can participate in this course from Department of Homeland Security. The course is free, but you have to sign up before the HamCation starts. You have to send in your ham radio license, and you have to send in copies of 100, 200, 700, and 800 certificate. But if you would like to know more about all the things about emergency management and what is all around, this, if you like it, is a good course. I'm sorry I can't do it because we are busy with the show, but I can imagine that people are really interested in helping others and working during emergencies. I don't want to say it is a must, but I think you will benefit from this course from Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, well, that's great that they're giving that to the people to come in here and learn and help protect this country. Yeah. Hey, while you're on the subject of forums and we were talking youth, let me throw a picture in real quick. Just wanted to throw this in. This was made this year at Dayton, and that is the James Lee family. James Lee is WX4 TV.
Yes.
And they were at Dayton, and look at those little kids. I mean, they probably know more than most of us. And I saw one of the presentations they gave on antennas, and different antennas. I mean, they spoke so well about this. But shown in a picture there, I'm probably going to mess up, but we got Hope in there. I think Hope's call is KM4IPF. Yeah. She's the one that's going to talk about satellite operations. She's a big satellite operator.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got some videos. We've had her on the show. And then we've got Zachariah in here, WX4TVJ, and Faith Hannah, AE4FH is in there. Their mother is also N8ZQZ, and I think they've got the youngest one there probably is working on her license, but she does not have a license yet.
Yeah, she is working on the license. By the way, Hope, that's the girl who should give the presentation during HamCation. She is in the middle of the picture. Sorry. Yeah. She was the girl with the microphone in the hand, and she will give the presentation on satellites during HamCation.
Yeah, and that picture was made. Outside our webcast booth at Dayton HamCation this past year. And boy, I tell you, they were. That is one excited group of ham radio operators. Man, those girls and their brother, they can teach us older guys a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was mentioned here, Faith Hannah there, AE4FH. She's an extra class license, and I think she likes working CW, and she works lots of contests. So, man, the girl is really getting with it there. Back to the pictures. Let me. Wrong mouse. There we go.
Oh yeah.
This is one of your outs. This is a forum that's in a tent.
Yeah,
Now
and it is thanks to the great help from our club president, who has good relations with the government. We are able to loan this pop-up tents. They are used for medical operations, and you see on both sides the black poles, and this is a very sturdy tent, and they use it for field hospitals, and we are able to loan this once from the county, or basically from the state of Florida, and this gives us the possibility to organize that many forums and to accommodate all the groups who want to give presentations, and we will do it this year. We can in the Lakeside Pavilion accommodate 3 forums at the same time, like we do in the Children's Safety Village. We can do also 3 forums. So, and well, we can have 60 to 70 people in this tents, and it is a good accommodation. We bring in audiovisual material. We bring in sound systems. So nobody need to miss one single word in those tents.
Well, that's great, and I tell you, we've really talked a lot about it. I think a lot of people now are seeing all the great things that HamCation is and how large it is. 14,000 people is really a nice size, and you guys are growing. So man, it's I got to get back down here. What about again? Do you want to talk anything about opening times? More information about it?
Yeah, I can. Let me tell you first that all the information is available on our website, www.hamcation.com, and it is a nice website, and you will find all the information. Most important points I want to bring up now. The RVs are welcome Wednesday the 10th officially from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but most of the time it is some earlier, when we have our crew ready to open the gate and to check in all the RVs. The gate closes at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and we have another nice event on Wednesday night. We're celebrating at 7, the door open at 7. The event starts at 7:30, and we celebrate the 70th anniversary of Orlando HamCation, and that is in the social hall at the fairgrounds. So people are invited to come over there, and we have coffee, and well, we have a cake and whatever. So we celebrate the 70th anniversary. So the next day, on Thursday, we still take the RVs, also on Friday. Then we can have the swaps people. They can come in at 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. and they can occupy the tables. And at noon we can have the tailgaters. They can come in, and they can set up their tables and start filling up the area. And that is what we have on Thursday. In the meantime, basically officially on Thursday, but some vendors come on Wednesday already, and the commercial vendors start building up their tables and booths on Wednesday. Most of them come on Thursday, and they have to be a little bit early this year, since we open also the show on Friday morning at 9 a.m. and that's a novelty. We open it early. The show runs on Friday to 6 p.m. Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday finally we are open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. During the show days we have a prize raffle every hour, and everybody who buys a ticket put it in the prize barrel, which is this year in commercial 3 to make space for the ARL, and then there will be the raffle every hour. Then we have, I have an important message also, that in connection to the 70th anniversary of the HamCation, and we have the national convention, that there is also a banquet. and there are still some chairs available, and that is on Saturday night at 6 p.m. And that's what we have with the ARL, the banquet. There are some chairs available, some tables available, and it will be a nice event with the first appearance in public from the ARL president, and that's good also. And we have, that is an important point, but I need to ask my wife, can you give me the information on the Wufang?
The Wufang is on Friday night, 11 o'clock at the Drury.
Okay, the Wufang ceremony is Friday night at 11 p.m., and that is in the Drury Hotel in Orlando.
Sand Lake Road.
At the Sand Lake Road. You have to be an ARL member, and you have to make yourself known as a participant. So, but that's the ceremony. It was also connected to the national convention. So for those who are interested in this event, sign up early. The information is available also on the HamCation website and on the ARL website, and the same counts for the banquet. That's also information available on the ARL website and the HamCation website. So that's in a nutshell what we have. I hope that we have many happy customers. The first signs are good. People are happy that we start earlier on Friday, and I hope you said it earlier, Tom, that I hope the show is growing. And given the lot of reactions, the good reactions on the social media, I hope that this will be the best shows of the best.
Well, there's one thing you forgot to mention, I think, or maybe I missed it, but free parking. Free parking.
Well, we have free parking in Orlando. Yes, we have free parking, and yes, we provide you a nice spot. Please look at the instructions of our volunteers, because we expect that the parking lots will fill up very soon. We have extra parking lots, but you better can come early and follow the instructions of our volunteers. That's important.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I heard Liddy. I heard Liddy there. Did she want to poke her head in and wave hello to everybody? I'm sure she has people watching and wanting to see her.
Come in and wave to everybody. Yes, she's here.
Hi, Liddy. How are you today?
Busy.
I know you are. Hey, it'll be over with soon. The 14 hours, you can take a couple of days rest and then start all over again.
Well, that's okay, as long as the people are nice. If they make reservations, and I must say 99.9999% is very, very nice, and that it's really nice to work with them, and that keeps us motivated. That's what it's all about, right? We enjoy what we're doing, and we hope that the people coming will enjoy what we're putting up for them.
Well, all right. Well, thank you very much, Liddy, and it's good to see you on here. Maybe we'll have you on here next time instead of Peter.
Yeah. No, stick with him. That's better.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, well, Peter, I think we've covered just a lot of good information about HamCation, and we'll have to have you back on again afterwards and take a lot of pictures, and you can give us a report on how well it happened.
Yeah.
One of the people that is kind of a regular on our webcast is Joe K0NEB, and he travels to many different ham fest. I kind of think Joe might be coming down here from Nebraska. So if Joe's he was in a chat room, if he's listening, and Joe, if you're in a chat room, if you're going to Orlando, let me know there, and I'll tell Peter. But that's a pretty good distance, Nebraska coming down to Orlando for a ham fest.
Well, to be honest to you, we got people from all over the United States of America, from Maine, from Massachusetts, from Wisconsin, whatever. That is really, really nice. Illinois. So a lot of people from the north, they have the opportunity to come over for I hope, the good weather. So I know from last year that some people were unable to come over. We got phone calls. We are unable to come over because the height of the snow is still our rooftop. So, well, then they can't come over. But I hope that the situation gets better for the people in the north and that they're able to come over to Orlando.
Okay, well, Joe just mentioned in the chat room he's not going to be there this year. He was there last year and spoke last year at HamCation. And then let's see, we got one more picture here. This is your logo for this year.
Oh yeah, I'm very proud of this logo. It was well designed by Stan Starr. He helps us out. He's a ham also, by the way. He was a former Disney employee, and he is a great guy to work with. And he made this real nice HamCation logo. We use, well, as I said before, I showed you, we use it also for our caps and for I've always for our pins. So and he did a really great job to help us, and we used it in all our documents. We use it on our website. We use it on the on-site flyer. And I can give, for those who are listening now, can give a tip. At the moment you enter the HamCation, we have on-site flyers with all the vendors mentioned in it, and also all the forums. So, and we have this year, that's very special. We have some extra costs, so we have to do some. So the caps and the pins and the T-shirts you can buy at the HamCation. We have some, call it merchandise, and I hope the people like these pieces I showed you, the cap, the pin, and the T-shirts.
Well, okay, sounds exciting. Wish I was coming down here, but I can't make it this year. But Peter, thanks very much for coming on here with us tonight and sharing with us all the information about HamCation, and it's just a great event, and you guys deserve a lot of praise for all the things that you've done to build this HamFest up like you have over the last 70 years. So congratulations to you. Thanks again, and I hope you. I'll say this: all of our webcasts are recorded, and within probably about 1 hour or so of the show, they all get posted on our YouTube channel. So people will be watching this discussion about HamCation, over the next months. We have several people that can't tune in live, but they watch it the next day or two. So there will be probably more people watching it recorded than there are live tonight. So anyway, we wanted to, again, say thank you very much to you and Liddy, and we wish you great success with HamCation this year.
Okay, Tom, if I may say one single thing.
Yes.
You are thanking us, but there is no HamCation, and HamCation is impossible with the great team of chairmen and the great team of all the volunteers who make HamCation possible. So I think it is a great group effort, and everybody put a max of work in it to make it a great show. So that's what I want to say about the HamCation.
Well, okay, thank you. I'll say 73. Get some rest, and have a great HamFest coming up here real soon, February 12th through the 14th, I believe. 73s, thanks a lot for joining us tonight.
73s, Tom, and also the greetings to Kathy.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, guys, that was, I think, a very good segment there. Boy, we got a lot of good information from Peter about HamCation. It's, I don't know of too many HamFests that are larger than Orlando, and it seems to be steady growing. Well, this is probably the end of our official show. We've been on about an hour now, but we always try to bring people in on Skype or whatever, and not Skype, but on Hangout, and we let them join our show. We can get up to 10 people on video on our show, and we have people that call in. Now, first, I'm not going to do the Hangout part yet. I want to do just one thing here. Again, for all you guys that need to go to bed or shovel snow, go ahead and go and take care of your business there. But just a couple announcements. We're going to fix the ring, the terrible ring that we have on our Google Voice. We're going to fix that because it's very loud. But Google does not give you a way to disable the call waiting tone. But I won't say a lot about it, but I think we found a way to work around that and get that fixed. So we were hoping to do it tonight before the show, but we were unable to do it. So hopefully by next Tuesday, we'll have the ring fixed. But let's do this. I just want to see, and people, you can turn your speakers down. Let's open up the call-in lines, the phone line, and let's just see if we get a couple people that want to call in tonight. And let me put the phone number up. There's the phone number, and let's see if anybody can call in tonight and talk to us. I'll try to control the ring the best I can. And Peter's still with us. So if there's any questions for HamCation, we'll just ask Peter, unless he has to go. He doesn't have to shovel snow, so Peter's okay. So there's the phone number. 901 for you people listening on shortwave. If you'd like to call, we'd love to hear from you. 901-729-9451. Let's see if we can get a call. I'm going to get my mouse ready to answer this real quick. Let's see if we can have a call in here. We usually have someone calls in and tells us how well we did or how bad we did. Oh, there's a call right there. Let's see. All right, hello. This is Tom. Who we got there?
Hey, this is Adam. I'm in Iowa.
Adam in Iowa. How you doing, Adam?
Oh, I'm doing awesome tonight. How are we doing?
Doing pretty good. Did you watch most of the show tonight?
Yes, I got about the second third of it. I forgot you were on tonight. My dad just kind of talked about you a couple weeks ago, and I thought I got to check the show out.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad you checked it out, or we're going to have to start coming looking for you guys. I don't know what's taking you guys so long to find the show. Help us get the word out to all the other hams out there.
Oh, definitely, I will. Now I know it's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, oh gosh, I haven't called into anything in my life, so I'm kind of nervous here. Sorry.
Hey, you sound like a pro, man. You're a ham, right? Or are you? I guess you're a ham, right?
Oh yes. My call sign is Alpha Delta Zero Alpha Mike.
Alpha Delta Zero Alpha Mike. Okay, and your name again?
Adam.
Adam. Okay. Hey, Adam. Well. Yeah. I was fixing to say I was going to say your call almost spells your name, but I'm a little dyslexic there. AD0AM and ADAM for Adam. So I don't know, but hey, I'm glad you called in tonight. And you said you were in Nebraska.
Oh, I'm in Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, my call sign's a vanity call sign. I decided to pick it because it was easy to remember.
Yeah. Well, hey, you saw you told me your state 3 times, and I couldn't remember it 10 seconds later. So, short memory here too. But well, welcome to the show. And hey, did you have any questions about the HamCation down in Orlando, or are you just calling in to say hi?
Well, I was just going to call in and say for the night here, I want to watch the replay of the show on YouTube here. I think you've put it on YouTube here. I want to rewatch the HamCation. I've heard of HamCation, but never really checked fully into it. Okay,
well, we'll have the whole show recorded and on our YouTube channel in just a matter of a couple hours here. And hey, let me take this opportunity to invite everybody out there to join our webcast Facebook group. If you join ham radio groups, I think we got a very good ham radio group on Facebook, and it's just w5kub.com. That's the name of the group. We've got we're almost hitting 4,000 members in our group. Tonight before the show, we were about 15 people from reaching the 4,000 mark. So I'd love to ask everyone out there, if you're not a member of the group, see if you can make me happy, and let's hit 4,000 people tonight on the group, Facebook group W5KUB. It has all the information about future shows, past shows, People use it to post ham radio information. Anything ham radio, you're going to see on there. So just join it. There's a link. There's a link above the chat room that lets you join our mail list. We send out a mailing once a week about our show and who's going to be on our show and special live events. So sign up on our mailing list. Just click on join email. Takes you about 10 seconds to fill it out. And you'll start getting that. Join us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And hey, we appreciate you guys out there listening and watching. So, Adam, do you operate? Are you on the air much?
I get on more on the weekends. With work schedule I'm a service repair guy. I do heating and air conditioning, electrical, and plumbing. So through the week is kind of hard. Tonight, I got to call in for the show. But on the air, I'm on the air, 20 meters and 40 meters on the weekend quite a bit. Okay,
well, great. I tell you, I'm spending most of my time now at the webcast. I don't get a chance to ham too much, but I need to start doing that a little bit more often. Let me make a quick announcement here for our shortwave listeners. Dial 901-729-9451. And for you guys watching, it's at the bottom left of the video picture. It's the phone number there. And if you're listening on shortwave, please send us an email to tom@w5kub.com, tom@w5kub.com. I'd really like to hear from some shortwave listeners out there. We're going to start trying to adjust our show to have more interesting things for shortwave listeners out there. And we are going to pretty quickly move to an international format where we talk about ham radio and shortwave around the world. And we'll be working on that real soon. So, Adam, thanks for calling in. You got anything else going on there?
Not a whole lot here. I just thought I'd call in and say my hellos and 73s, and I will look forward to your show next week.
Yeah, okay, real fine. Thank you very much for calling in. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
73. All right, so let's see if we can round up one more caller out there. I'd like to take this opportunity just to talk about the chat room. Digital addiction. I think Delta is in the chat room. He may be using a nickname Signals. I'm not sure who Signals is, but Delta owns Digital Addiction, the chat room, and is providing the chat room. And we'd like you guys to use it day and night. Don't just get on it during the show. Get on it anytime, day or night. The chat room is up 24 hours a day. Use it to coordinate contacts or talk to your friends or whatever you want to do. Talk about computers, talk about technology. Doesn't even have to be ham radio all the time. All right, well, I don't hear any other calls. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds, and let's see if we get another call. And then after that, we'll probably drop off of Skype with Peter here, and then we'll open up the hangout where people around the world can actually get on the webcast with their cameras and be a part of the webcast. So, all right, how many seconds is left? Probably 10 seconds. No calls. So, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close this out. Peter, I'm going to say 73 again to you. I need your computer, Peter, to open up Hangout where other people can come into the show. Thanks again, man, and we'll see you later, Peter.
Okay, thank you so much, Tom, and I hope it was informative. And thank you for having me. And I hope people like the show and that they got the right information. From my end, 73 is from AI4KM.
All right, 73, Peter. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so, well, let's see if I can get Hangout going here. Take me just a second. Oh, gee whiz. that really, I've got to get that fixed. I've got to. Oh man. That's not good. Okay, so who's on the phone?
Oh, it's Jeff, N3VE. Just wanted to say I'll see you in the hangout.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good.
Glad you in there. Thanks for being our second caller tonight. I was afraid our phone line, we wasn't getting enough bandwidth on the phone lines or something.
No, it's working fine. I just figured you were asking for another caller, so I'd give you a call.
Yeah. Hey, for everybody out there, let's see. If we were on Hangout, I'd have your picture on here, but since Jeff called in, we have to look at my face here. Hey, Jeff, I know you got a Flex radio there. We're going to try to have I think Gerald Youngblood on here soon, the next few weeks. Of course, I think he's the founder of Flex Radio and always has a lot to say, about software-defined radio systems, and we're hoping to have him on here pretty soon.
I would look forward to that.
Yeah, and we're going to get this phone thing fixed. I don't know if you tuned in at the beginning of the show, but we just returned from a cruise, and been back less than 24 hours. And
yeah, heard the whole show.
Yeah, and really wasn't able. We were going to try in the last 2 hours to work on this ring, but something came up and we were unable to work on it. But I think next Tuesday we're going to have something working to fix, because that thing is very loud, isn't it?
It does. And if if you want some help before the show, if you need someone to call in, give me an email or call me. And I guess you could just call with your own cell phone, but whatever. If you need some help, I'd be glad to help.
Yeah. Okay. And thanks for calling in, and we'll send a check to you in the mail tomorrow.
You got it.
For calling in. Now, how did you say the show went tonight? Did you say it was an outstanding show?
Absolutely.
All right.
As usual.
I had to follow up with that question before the check went out.
Well, that's what I figured.
All right. Well, I think hey, let me ask you a question, Jeff. Tonight's show was a little simpler. I had less connections all running at the same time, but I think the audio levels were much more steady tonight. Did you notice a lot of differences, or were they in range?
No, it seemed pretty a little bit better than it's been in the past.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I've just ordered some new mixing equipment that's got a compressor. It's got compressors and limiters, and we're going to see. We're going to do some improvements again in the audio circuitry here of our webcast. So that should be coming soon. Yeah,
that would be interesting to actually know what type of equipment you use and what you're trying to do, and maybe there's some good audio engineers out there that can give you some pointers.
Yeah. Well, okay, Jeff. Thanks a lot. You're up in New Jersey. Oh, hey, you're up in New Jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We were supposed to also have on the show tonight Project Diana from New Jersey to talk about the 70th anniversary, and they did some moon bounce contacts for the anniversary of that event, and they were supposed to be on the show tonight, and they had to cancel today because they're digging out of snow. They can't even get into I guess their location, several feet of snow. So how'd you fare out? You get a lot of snow?
We had about 18 inches of snow in my home here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and it's varied anywhere, up to like 30 inches, around the state, and then flooding down in the along the shore location. So it's pretty bad storm. Oh yeah, well, we were in 95-degree weather, so no snow down there. Oh man, it was cold though when we got back to Florida, that's for sure. Anyway, hey, thanks for calling in, Jeff. 73 to you. Okay.
And we'll see you later there. And let's see, WB0 EOD tried calling in, but I had to cancel his call very quickly because I had Jeff on the line. So if you want to try it again, WB0 EOD, give us give us a call. We'll take another call. I'll try to catch it as quick as I can so it doesn't bust everybody's speakers.
All right, I'll hang up.
All right, we'll see you
later.
Save me 3.
All right, bye.
And since I'm wearing headphones tonight, that ding, 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 ding went right through the middle of my brain, and it was pretty powerful. It came through both sides right here and hit in the center, and it exploded, man. So, it exploded with such massive explosion, I couldn't even think to put my hand on the right mouse and answer it. So we're going to get that fixed, though. All right. We're gonna turn off the phone in 20 seconds, and this time I'm going to turn it off so nobody can call in. So we're going to have a countdown here, counting down. Should be about 10 seconds. All right, we're going to go ahead and shut down the phone line. Okay, too late now. Okay, I'm going to open up Hangout real quick. And let's just see if anybody's out there. There may not be anybody that wants to join us on Hangout, but we usually do this to let people join us. So let me bring the other program up. And there we go right there. Okay. It says I left the video call. Let me get back in it. This is very interesting. It's telling me I left the call before I even get in it. So something's not quite right on that. Log back in one more time. Well, let me try to join a Hangout. Yeah. Well, I know what I was doing. I was hanging up. I mean, there we go. There. Hey, okay. There's William and Jeff's still in there. See, I knew Jeff couldn't leave, and where'd he go? He left. Let me get William on there if I can find the right mouse. Let's see, wrong one. There we go. Gotcha. Okay, so. And guess what? Yeah, I know. You got a big head tonight. I can fix that. Let me edit your shot there. I'm going to make your big head a little smaller. Make it a little smaller. Make you look a little bit more reasonable there. There we go. Well, that's better. Okay. Let me get a little volume there. How you doing tonight?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. Oh, I see Jeff's back.
Yep.
I knew he was going to call in as soon as I brought the hang up. He can't resist calling in a show on Hangout. So yeah. You know what? I've got the stupid beta version of Hangout again, and no names across the pictures. Oh man, I hate that.
You got to go up to the little 3 dots.
Yeah, I'll do that in just a minute, or I'll do it later. I'm bad about remembering people's names, so you guys can just tell me who joins in. So let's see. Let's go to Jeff here real quick. Jeff, I love the blue colors and the dark in your shack there. It's really pretty, man. I like it.
Yeah, he doesn't have his audio working though.
Oh, he doesn't have. He's got his camera working, but no audio. Something always does not work with Jeff. Either his camera doesn't work or his audio doesn't work. Oh man. So, yeah. And I really.
There you go.
Oh yeah. There's Doc in here. I was really wanting to talk to Jeff. I just want to make sure he's got me in his will for the flex stuff. But since he's not talking here, I don't know. He can't answer me. And let's see. There's. Hey Doc, how you doing tonight?
Hey, good evening. How was your trip?
Hey, it was real good. The canal, man, it was hot, and it took a long time to get across to the Pacific. It took about 8 hours.
Oh, that sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, but we had fun down here. It was okay. Let me see if I can bring my picture in with you guys. There we go. I'll do a picture-in-picture there. All right, so I think things worked out better on the show tonight. I think.
That work?
Yeah, I hear you, Jeff. I hear you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, let me verify. Did you get me in your will yet?
I'm working on it.
Okay. I want it to be legal and everything. Make sure a lawyer does it. Send me a copy of it. Okay.
You got it.
All
you know what I need from you? I need 2 tickets, arena tickets for HamCation this year.
You need 2 arena. What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
Somebody dropped something. Was that the setting out of your ring or something?
No, that was. What was that? That was a Wires X AC fell off the stand here.
You don't need that.
I don't need that. It doesn't work well anyway, so what's the difference?
Right. Now, is somebody?
No, I said I need 2 inside vendor tickets for HamCation, and you're in my will.
Well, I might get arrange that. I might could.
Conditions.
You know, hey, let me just say, HamCation contacted me this week, and they verified our spots. We're going to be back in the same spots again, and they worked really well with us. And we're going to be in the Silver Arena, SA 301 and 302. That's where we've been the last 3 years inside. And we're right at the end of Audio Alley, right there. Go up Audio Alley, make a right through that door into the yellow room, and we're right there at the door.
Lets you drill at the Flex radios, doesn't it?
We're right at the Flex radios. In fact, if those guys don't give me a Flex radio this year, I'm not going to aim the camera across at them.
Flex radios on one side and Vibraplex on the other.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Well, let's see. That's oh man, I'm so bad on names. Wisconsin. Yeah, you're up in the upper. You're right. He's shaking his head. No. Am I?
No.
Oh man, did I mess up?
Yeah, of course.
Where are you?
Michigan.
Yeah.
UB.
That's right. Well, being down in the South, we don't understand those northern states that much,
Boy, is this camera got me that blurry, or is everybody seeing?
Yeah, you're a little blurry. You're a little blurry.
I ain't gonna have to get a new camera. This little cheap thing doesn't do very well.
Yeah,
looks clear to me when I look at the screen, but
somebody said in the chat room that Jeff had dropped his wallet. That's what that was. Oh, yeah. When I worked for FedEx, we always there was a picture of a wide body. It had fell back on the back tail. The nose is standing up in the air, and we had a thing going that the pilot dropped his wallet out the window. Yeah. All right, so
I see W8RQM. It's a good thing he doesn't have W8QRM for his call sign.
I don't think they'd allow that.
Yeah. I mean, what you mean? You don't think they'll allow that call QRM? I think they will.
I think I wouldn't want it.
Let me tell you. I don't even know if you guys know this or not, but when I grew up in ham radio 50 years ago, poor operators were called lids. LID. Is that still a term used today?
Yep.
Have you guys heard that?
Yep.
Well, I thought a lid was someone that. Well, I know what a lid was back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
but in ham radio, I always thought a lid was just a QRMer, like someone that didn't.
It was just a very poor operator. Anyway, I got my buddy to get his license, and they gave him his call was WN4LID, and a friend of mine told him. He said, hey, you can get that changed if you want to, and he says, no, I like it. I'll just keep it, So that was interesting. Let me check the chat room and see what's going on here.
I thought when he said a poor operator was someone without any money.
Yeah. Well, I see Jill up in Ohio there. I don't know why Jill's not calling in to our hangout. She got brave enough to call in one time. So let's just go around the room here real quick. Let's see who you guys had a lot of snow, or yeah, I guess snow. That's the big part.
We had about an inch here in East Tennessee, lower East Tennessee. Not much.
Yeah.
That's all it took in Washington to screw things up.
Oh yeah.
We just over the last night we got 6 or 8 inches. Just a dusting for us here.
Yeah, we got nothing out here in Montana. I'm thinking about going golfing this week.
Well, you still got snow out there, don't you, for skiing?
Yeah, on the mountains and stuff like that. But we're out here in the prairie, just right next to the mountains, and it's starting to thin out pretty much. I mean, I don't have any snow in the front yard anymore. The backyard still has a little bit due to the shade, but yeah, in general, it's looking good, and so they're looking at some temperatures in the 50s this week. So I'm crossing my fingers that the golf course clears out by like Friday, and it's a hooky day then.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be about 50 or 60 here this weekend, so I'm going to go hiking in the Smokies.
Yeah, WB0EOD.
Do you go smoking in the Smokies too?
Do a what?
You go smoking in the Smokies?
I do not smoke in the Smokies.
I'm just curious.
Let me read a comment in the chat room. EOD said that we could lower the volume of the ring in editing the volume of the ringer in the WAV file in the Google application. Well, that's what we looked into, but it's not quite that simple because all the WAV files are embedded inside the execute file. So I can't say we're going to do this because I don't think you're supposed to do this. So I can't confirm or deny this. There's software called Hacker Resource that will allow you to open up the execute file, and I have found that someone has instructions on how to replace certain WAV files and so forth. So I'm not saying that we're going to do that, but I'm just saying there's a good chance that next week we might be able to have this ring under control. Instead of that massive long tone going, we may end up with a ring that just kind of goes like beep, beep, or something, maybe one little beep, I think that's going to be real possible. The only problem is they'll probably send an update down 15 minutes before the show, and that's going to probably try to put it back to the, to the regular one. But we're going to get it under control. If we can't do that, we're going to get another number somehow, some way, and get this thing. We'll get it under control.
I call it Resource Hacker.
Yeah, at Resource. Yeah, do a Google on it. I think it's called Resource Hacker.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah, Resource Hacker. And it lets you go into these executables and see a lot of stuff inside those executables that you normally can't get to.
That's in a land I do not want to go to.
Yeah. And
I'll mess everything up.
And well, let me just say this. I'm not a programmer. I was more on the hardware side. I'm not a programmer, so I will not be doing that. I'll just say I will not be doing that.
Yeah, you got to be careful about some of those things.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully we'll get this thing under control. Let's see. In W7 US. Oh no. That's Kurt. Kurt was saying hi, Thomas. Kurt up in New Jersey. Kurt, are you up in New Jersey? Or are you down in Tennessee right now, Kurt? I think I saw where you were down. Maybe Kurt gets down into Tennessee or something quite often. But Kurt also lives up in New Jersey. I'm sure he got the snow too. Said it was snowing in Huntsville Friday. Oh yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for you guys down there getting that. I do.
Well, hey, when that storm came through, whenever it was, I was out of country a week ago or 3 or 4 days ago, whenever it was, the big one that hit you guys in Washington, it hit Memphis first. I think they got like 3 inches here, but it warmed back up like to 60 by the next day, so all that was gone. I think it hit 2 days before we came back.
I think we got supposed to get 60 around, I think it's July 17th here.
Well, July 17th here, we hit like 104 with 89% humidity.
Yeah, when it's hot in Memphis, it's hot.
And of course, Doc, we come over your way and sometimes go over our place here in North Carolina, just south of you, in the mountains there, and it's not quite as hot over there. It's a lot more interesting. I mean, the weather is so much nicer, man, but the problem I got over there, man, when the big one comes, Doc, the heart attack or whatever, I'm afraid it'd take too long to get that ambulance through the mountains and get me to a hospital somewhere.
Where else would you rather die?
Well,
I don't know if there's a rather in there for you.
Maybe I'll do it here on the show one night, Yeah, kind of like Sanford, the big one. Oh man, it's the big one.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
This is the big one, honey.
That's great.
I tell you, I just downloaded that Res hack, and boy, it took me quite a while to figure out the correct button to hit for the correct download because there's so many advertisements all around that page.
Oh, really? I guess the link I hit took me right to it. Somebody gave it to me, and the link took me right to their page, and down at the bottom there was just 2 links you could click on. One was a zip file, and one was the executable down at the bottom.
Right.
You may have got to that, but
I have it now. But it was free software, I guess.
Yeah. So Jeff, are you into that software stuff? Are you pretty good at that?
Not in hacking, no.
Okay.
But pretty.
Well, let's call it investigating.
Oh yeah, investigating, and there's another program that I would like to investigate. So when you brought it up, I'm going to investigate something.
Yeah. We're just going to do some investigating. Is what we're going to do, and I don't know. We'll get it.
I'm sure you'll figure it
out. Well, I was talking here. Let me see if Kurt ever answered my question. Let's see. I don't see Kurt, so he didn't answer me, so he probably didn't hear me while ago. But Kurt may be out there shoveling snow too. I think if I got that much snow, I'd get me a little bobcat or something, put me a blade on the front of it.
Yeah, or a little quad runner or something like that.
I could clear people's sidewalks and driveways fast, man. Think of the money I could make in the neighborhood.
I went out with my snowblower and helped out some neighbors. One neighbor dropped off some beer. A couple other neighbors said thank you, and some of the neighbors did not say thank you at all. And I don't expect anything, but a thank you would be nice.
Yeah, I make sure I've got a good working snowblower. A lawnmower can be so-so, and the grass can always grow another day or two, but the snowblower, I make sure I've got a good one and working in order. I want to get out there, and I used it twice already today, so why fight that heavier stuff? I got that machine sitting there, I just use that.
Absolutely. Although I've got a carburetor problem. I saw some gasoline leaking when I shut it off. So there's something amiss. I'm gonna have to rebuild the carburetor. Probably cheap enough to just buy a new carburetor. They're probably only about $20.
Yeah, I got my Aaron's 11 horse, 30-inch cut. That takes care of my driveway.
Yeah, mine's at 26 or 20. It's an Aaron's 26. I think it's a 26. Not a 30. That sucker's big. I helped a guy that I work with pick one up last year. And that sucker was heavy, getting in the back of the truck.
Well, I wouldn't want to try lifting this. We're all going up the ramp.
We lifted it with another guy. 3 of us lifted that sucker up.
I bought a new generator a month or 2 ago, and that sucker was heavy. And it took 3 of us to load that thing. I almost couldn't do it, man. Load it. I've got in my shop out here. I've got a winch, electric winch. I just backed under it and lifted that sucker up. And
I ran both of mine this weekend with some fuel stabilizer in it until they ran out.
Did you need?
What size generator did you buy?
I've got a Honda 2000 and or 2 kilowatt, and I've got a Campbell Hossfield 5 kW.
Well, hey, man, those Hondas are neat. They just cost more money. You got to be a doctor to get a Honda, man.
Oh, come on.
You do. Yeah.
They were selling them up at Dayton for $100 off the regular cost a couple of years ago.
Yeah, $100 off 10,000. That don't get you much, man.
No. They were like $800 or something. You know, it wasn't bad.
Well, you know.
No,
for the 2000.
For the
2000.
little Honda 2000.
Yeah.
The 2000, geez, I bought I bought a Home Depot Husky 1850, which is a 2000 start. I think it was $300. I'm sure yours is whisper quiet though.
Yeah, that little Honda just purrs. It just purrs
it is so quiet, man. Those Hondas are so quiet. I'd love to have one, but you know, this one I bought. I bought this at Harbor. I had a 5,000 watt, and it always did fine. It runs anything in my house I want to, except of course I don't turn the air conditioners on, and I don't turn on the electric range. But it'll run every light in the house, all the TVs, all the computers. It'll run the blowers on the furnaces. We have gas heat. It'll run the entire house. But it was getting a little old, and I thought, I'm just going to go ahead and get me a new one. And Harbor Freight had a deal on there. It was 7,000 watt, 8,750 peak. They were advertising it for $439, and when I went to buy the thing, the lady said, "Let me see if I can get you a little bit better price." And she signed me up for their whatever club that is, and or gave that club membership to me. And the thing came out like $389 or something. And then when they put the tax back on it, it put it back up to like $439 or something. So I thought that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, but that's $1,000 generator to buy it anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's electric start, oil sensor, it's a nice generator. Thing was
It'd be nice. It's nice to have those that'll run off of propane.
Yeah.
Or natural gas. I was
maybe,
thinking about getting a whole house generator.
And Kathy,
I thought about getting one of those too, but it's going to cost about $6,000. But that makes a whole lot of sense just to have all that with that isolation grid and all that stuff that.
Well, Kathy said, why don't I just go buy one? I think what you're talking about is that home deal that like you see it at Home Depot or whatever. They put it on a concrete pad and wire it in. And it's gas and starts automatically. Those things start around $2,000 or so, but then you got to pay for a transfer switch. Man, that's another $500 almost. And then I would almost have to get an electrician to do that. They'd have to pull the meter and probably do some major stuff. But that would be cool.
$6,000 to get I think 12 or 15 kilowatt one that will run your whole house. But it makes sense, when you can't really count on gasoline because it goes bad. And if you really have a major power outage, you're not going to be able to get gasoline.
Well, that's true, and I keep gas. I keep 10, 12, 15 gallons here. I use a lot of gas during the summer for things, but I'll keep it. And of course, I know. In the winter it'll build up with water. It'll sweat and stuff. I've started putting the stabilizer in there.
That's what I did Saturday.
Yeah. But
yeah, you always got condensate building up. But Tom, let me ask you a question. So when you say your generator that you purchased, will run your house. So what do you do? How do you do your transfer? I mean, you just what I do with my small generators, I go down to the heater. It's the winter time. Summertime really don't do much. But if the power goes out in the winter time, I'll go down and disconnect the heater from the circuit, and I'll just run an extension cord down the steps from the garage into the utility room down there, and just fire up the heater.
Yeah.
But, what do you do to get?
Well, I'll tell you. My background is like I'm an electrical engineer, but there are also things called the National Electrical Code.
Absolutely.
And there's also city codes and different things. Okay, but you do what you have to do. So let me tell you what I do. First of all, First of all, I've got out in my shop, and let me tell you what I had at the other house before I moved here. Instead of a electrical transfer switch, I was able to buy it was a mechanical transfer switch, and what it was a steel plate that bolted onto the front of your circuit breaker panel, and it had a slot in it, and your main breaker went through the slot, and the thing came down, and it had another little tab on it. In other words, when this plate is pushed up, the main breaker is on, but it blocks you from flipping on another breaker. The other breaker has to be in off position. And I ran that breaker out to the generator. So if you can visualize this, you pull the metal down, that flips the main breaker off, and it moves that tab, and then you can flip on a little 220 breaker that goes to the generator. And what that does means you can run your generator, but it eliminates the danger of feeding that back to the power lines. Because if you leave your main breaker switch on and you run your generator on your house circuitry, it can feed that voltage back down the power lines. It can step it up. It'll step it up at the transformers to 7,000 volts. It might hurt somebody. Plus, everybody up and down your neighborhood is going to be running on your generator. So, what I do here?
I understand the National Electric Code.
So what I do here, out in my shop here, and my shop is actually is one part of a 3-car garage on my house. I've got a shop out there. I've got a 220 plug out there for my welder. So what I do is I flip the main off, and then I take what we call a suicide plug. It's a cable with a 220 plug on both ends. You plug it in a generator, and you plug it into the welder receptacle in the garage. And what that will do, that'll feed every circuit in your house. It'll feed every circuit in your house.
I think we should stop talking about
this. And it is protected. It is protected. It's protected though, because that 220 circuit is on its own 220 circuit breaker. And all it's doing is feeding both sides of your breaker box. So any light switch, any receptacle, anything in your house is getting power. So you just got to remember, you got to have it main turned off if you backfeed that.
Right.
Now, I cannot confirm or deny that I do any of that kind of stuff.
What's the name of your insurance company?
I don't know.
You insure your house?
I don't know. Let me see what the chat room's saying here. Yeah, our RQM says the industry now is 120, 240. Yeah, I mean, it's been that way for. I mean, instead of 110, 220, it's 120, 240. I guess
I thought it was 117.
Yeah, well, depending on where you live, I guess it depends on where you live and
depends on your house and how far
and how many people, and how many people are on the same transformer you're on, So, but yeah.
You do get voltage drop.
Well, it's really surprising up here where I live in Michigan's UP with our winter. everybody thinks we're without power all the time. Our power company's been really great. Very seldom. I can't remember 30 years I've been in this house that we've been out for more than 10 hours without power, even in the storms up here. I see all the other parts of the country getting hit with these storms and thousands of people without power. We don't have that problem up here.
We have a lot more ice though, and a lot more trees probably than you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever had to run was maybe a day and a half, 2 days max. But I mean, near here, I mean, see, and like Doc says, we get ice through here. It made 10 years ago. You know the big steel power transmission systems that go across the country. We had ice that actually tore down all those towers through Mississippi, and it took months to put that stuff back in. And there were people without electricity down here.
When we had the tornadoes here in 2011, I ran my generator for about 3.5 days.
Yeah. They're saying
we don't get that. We don't get any hurricanes up here. We don't get any tornadoes. We don't get any earthquakes. We don't get any big fires. We don't get any mudslides up here. We just got to deal with some snow.
Yeah, chat room saying some of Canada still on 50 cycles. Sound like their generator's running just a little bit slow. Maybe they could speed it up just a little bit. Yeah.
Somebody needs to come out with a generator that runs both gasoline and LP or propane.
Well, look, I've seen people demonstrate this on YouTube, and I've thought about trying it. You can take a propane bottle and put a little plastic hose on it. I've seen them stick that hose down in the carburetor.
Well, they have retrofitting kits that'll convert a gasoline to a propane.
Yeah,
I've seen that. They're about $200.
Well, this guy was running an engine, a lawnmower engine, just with that hose stuck down in the carburetor, and it was running. I don't know what that'll do to the engine, but I mean, I don't know, but it was running, and it was running pretty smooth too.
Well, I bet it would lock it up pretty soon.
Well, it's a lower octane on the propane, so
it probably lock it up. It'll seize.
Well, and gasoline now, you can't hardly find leaded anymore. So you used to.
Well, I know a few guys that use grease. They go around and collect the old oil and grease from the different restaurants, and they modify their car to run it on that.
Yeah.
It's like a McDonald's French fries going on.
Biofuel.
Yeah, biodiesel, biofuel, right?
Yeah.
I got one friend of mine. He actually goes around to McDonald's and collects some of their grease and stuff. And the restaurants, it smells like a McDonald's French fries driving down the road behind them. But
I'm surprised they're giving it to them anymore because they're selling that stuff now. There's such a need for it.
Yeah, he's modified a couple vehicles doing that. he got a old truck. He just carried an extra bottle thing of grease in the back of his truck.
Well, I'm going to turn off our audio feed to the shortwave station. If we're on, people have probably been wondering, what are these guys talking about, We're normally, we're kind of set for an hour and a half for the show, and we're good 20 minutes past it. Hopefully they've turned it off, but if they haven't, I just turned it off. Yeah.
No cigar tonight, William?
No, I got down here late, and I was like, well, I'll just crack a beer and call it good.
Well, I noticed your garage door's closed. Is it cold there?
Well, it's in the 30s outside, so it's not warm, but it's been worse.
No cigar here.
I don't know, William. I don't think I've ever seen your garage door open.
Oh, yeah, it's normally open when I'm smoking.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I never noticed.
Yeah.
I think I'm at 26 degrees here, so good the heck. They don't have a cigar. I just got my bag here.
Oh,
48 degrees in southeast Tennessee.
It's not bad right now.
It's 36 here. 36.
Oh. 36.
It's still raining a little bit here, actually. Although when I checked the radar, I didn't see any rain, but it's there's rain on my windshield.
Well, they're asking in the chat room, what's the weather like here in Memphis? 36 degrees. It rained last night. Of course, we were out of town, 3 days ago. That big snowstorm came through Memphis, and Memphis had some snow 3 days ago, but it all melted and went away next day. It rained last night, 36 degrees now. It's probably going to be okay. We're going to go down to Jackson Hamfest this weekend. We'll webcast Saturday. We'll webcast our drive down Friday afternoon. Don't know how well that'll be. I'm not planning anything great.
I was going to ask you if you were going to webcast the Jackson Ham Fest there. So.
Yeah, we're going down and going to do it. This will be the first time we've gone down there. You know, it's not a large ham fest, but you know they wanted us to come down and they've given us a booth and going to take care of us. So you know we're going to go down there and do it. It's not that you know it's
bot and testing over the weekend.
You saw what?
Saw the prize bot and testing over the weekend.
Oh, well. I don't know how HamBot's going to do. We hadn't loaded any prizes in there yet, but we got about probably 10 or 11 prizes. We're only going to be there one day. It's about a 200-mile drive. We'll go down the day before, and then we'll come back. That's Saturday evening.
Hey, Dr. Dunn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went back and had my second colonoscopy.
Yeah?
Yeah, worked out fine. No, nothing found, and they told me to come back in 10 years. So that sounds
10 years.
That does sound good. Yeah, I gotta get mine next year.
No pictures?
I don't. I'd have to scan.
They're on this coffee table right now.
Yeah.
My wife studies them every night.
Man, I got to think about that
They'll
next.
be on Facebook before the show ends.
Yeah.
I gotta schedule one in the next month or two. I've been on a 2-year plan, and I'm moving to the 3-year plan. The doctor told me I could probably go 5 years. I mean, I haven't had any issues at all. My dad had colon cancer. I had a daughter that died from colon cancer at 29. So I'm kind of in the middle. So I was getting it every 2 years just to be safe. And last time he told me, he said, you know, you can probably go 5 years. And I saw him the other day, and I said, Doc, you know, you said 5 years, but I said, I've got this history. And he said, well, see me in 3. So, you know, I think it's still safe to you know, check it out at 3. And
3 years sounds reasonable.
Yeah. And, you know, hey, last time, well, let's see, I don't remember if it was last time or not. I had them check my throat too. I've got this. I always got this sinus stuff and clearing throat, and so they put a camera down me both ways. And before they put me to sleep, I said, "Now, Doc," I said, "Be sure and wipe that thing off real good before you stick it down the throat." And he said, "I can't believe this,
man.
man.
Hold it on one end and stick it in another."
I can't believe it.
Make sure they do the upper end first. Right?
That's right. No sense of humor. I mean, he looks at me just really stern and, you know, serious, and he says, "I assure you," he says, "I assure you, we're going to use a brand new clean one when we do that."
Hey Doc, what do they call that other one where they don't put you out? They just
It's a sigmoidoscopy.
Yeah, I've had that one. That one's a real treat. That one, the doctor tells you, okay, we're getting ready to turn a corner right now, and you say, yes, you are.
Yes, I've done many of those. many.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, my wife's a colon cancer survivor.
Uh-huh.
She's got 8 years under her belt, so that's pretty good.
Well, that's the most preventable kind of cancer there is, as far as you know. If you screen for that kind of stuff, that's money well spent.
Well, you don't
mind. How does Don? Don, how does Tom's 29-year-old daughter end up?
Well, see, here's the deal. My dad, they found it. My dad, he was about 70, and they went in, they took it out, and you know, no chemo, no nothing, and my dad was fine. But then, you know, my daughter 10 years ago, my daughter was having just really bad hurting stomach problems, and you know, and couldn't eat or couldn't keep stuff down, and went to the doctor, and one of the doctors said they thought she had the flu or something. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, she'd already had reached, I think, level stage 4. It was pretty much a complete blockage in there at 29, and of course they took it out, and
that's highly unusual.
Yeah, and they took it out, and she was on chemo for a couple of years. Chemo would work, and then it would stop working. Then they'd go to a different one, and it would work for a while, and then it would stop working. But she, with the treatments, she lasted about 3 years, I guess. The problem with even males at that age, you just you get a colonoscopy, and especially it's kind of unheard of for females to have that, and nobody's going to do a test like that at age 29,
No, I've never even heard of that. I think the earliest I've ever seen one is 35.
Uh-huh.
I've never heard of anybody in their 20s having a colon cancer. That's just unheard of.
Yeah. So
they don't even recommend screening until you're 50, except for people who have a family history, and then you're supposed to do it 10 years earlier than the time that the earliest person had it. In other words, if someone had it at 50, then you're supposed to start screening at 40. So
when you say someone, is that anybody or someone in the family, or
if you had it at 50, then your kids should start having their screening at 40. But the exception to that would be if you have ulcerative colitis or some kind of inflammatory bowel disease like that, which predisposes you to having colon cancer. There's about a 10% risk each year if you have ulcerative colitis. You didn't have that, did you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's sad.
Well, hey, technology is coming around, and Doc, we may have talked about this before. I think they made maybe it's for the upper, I don't know. They make a pill you can swallow the camera in it now, but I think you still have to do all the preparation. So I think if I had to swallow a pill the size of a football, I'd just say go ahead and put me to sleep, man.
Yeah, they can do those scopes in about 10 minutes if you got somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
You wait me 10 minutes. All they do is tell me to roll over on my left side, and by the time next thing I know, I'm back in the parting room.
I don't
know if it's 10 minutes or half an hour.
No, let me tell you, every time I go in, I've been in a number of times, I try to see how far I can count. I really do. It's like it's a contest. It's a contest now, and I'll go in there, and I'll be laying there, and they'll have the IV in, and it says, you ready for this? I said, yeah, I'm ready for it. And they'll push that little syringe in, and I'll count, and I'll go 1, 2. And I don't know if I ever made it to 3.
I try to talk to the lady as long as they can. The pretty nurse that's doing that, she's not pretty. Just talk to her as long as I can, and all of a sudden it's like, no, goodbye, because you can tell it's just closed. It just shuts you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting procedure. I looked around in the room, and I had the doctor actually explain some of the equipment to me. I just said, hey, look, I'm a curious guy, a mechanic. I like to know what you're doing. And he showed me the equipment. It was pretty cool.
Look, I bought me at Harbor Freight this year. I bought me one of those new cameras. It's got about a 3-foot flexible end on it with the camera in the end. It's got a little handheld monitor. It's got a handheld monitor, and I guarantee you, I think it'd work. Now,
you're gonna get Kathy to shove it up there for you?
Anything to save a buck, right?
No, I was thinking about testing it some other way first, not on me. But the thing is,
colonoscopy kit.
I bought one of those, and I tried to shove it down my. But I stuck it in my mouth as far as I could. I stuck it in my ear. I looked at all these things. I got one that's about 2.
I don't know how you'd curve the thing. I'm sure the one the doctor used, they got some kind of little gizmo that turns it. When you push it through.
He's got a whole hand control.
Yeah. Well, see, mine don't have a hand control. You just cram it up in there and hope it makes the curve.
It's got 2 wheels on it.
Yeah.
It's got one wheel that goes up and down, and the other wheel goes side to side, and then you can also torque it and twist it, and that's how they make the turns.
And
Yeah.
I think that looking at the report, it only took about 10 minutes from the insertion to
Yep.
the time it was removed. And but tell me about that tablet with the or capsule with the camera in it. I understand you still have to do the prep, and the problem with that is if they see something, you got to do the prep all over again. And they do a colonoscopy to cut the stuff out. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, the cameras are mostly used for small bowel, looking at the small intestines, because you can't intubate that.
Right. Yeah. Well, that pretty amazing. Yeah.
But I guess the cancer doesn't really show up that much in that part, does it, Doc? Isn't it more?
Well, I've seen a few small bowel tumors, but most of the time, the stuff that's in the small bowel that they're looking for are little bleeding areas that
show up with the
that
blood.
are called angiodysplastic lesions. They're just like little blood tumor kind of things, and sometimes those things will bleed. But most of the time you don't see small bowel tumors. Most of the time they're in the large intestines or in the upper GI upper GI, like the stomach or the duodenum.
You can't leave until you give it the little camera back, too.
I don't know if the chat room is saying my mom calls this kind of talk the organ recital. I don't know if you're talking about us or somebody else, or there's several conversations going. But guys, isn't it nice to have a doctor on here with us where we can all go over our medical problems with him?
It's almost like a local 2-meter net,
Yeah.
Can I bill for this?
Mm-hmm. You send your
Gotta be some billable hours here.
Don, so how do you prep for the small intestine? How do you get that cleaned out?
I don't think you have to prep for it.
So how does that camera see what it's going to see if there's?
Because it just makes its way through there, and you have the normal fluids that carry all the things through the small intestines. So you can't really prep the small intestines that well. I mean, you can. I guess you could drink water and stuff, but there's normally a lot of fluid that gets down into the small bowel anyway. That's just normal, natural stuff.
Probably.
I don't think you have to prep for it.
10 years ago,
that, but I don't think you do.
10 years ago, I had a colonoscopy and I think the doctor must have bumped something, because that night I started having like chest pains and back pains, and they say, well, it may be gas or something, but you need to watch it. So I went to the emergency room at night and ended up staying in the hospital at night, and ended up my gallbladder had gone bad on me. Doc, I think they poked a hole in it when they were in there or something. But anyway, so here I am. They put me to sleep. They did a colonoscopy. Then the next day, they think my gallbladder. And then the guy says, well, there's some gallstones, and I can't take it out with the scope without going in there and trying to get the stones out first through the throat. He says, but I'm pretty good at it. I'm 99% of the time I can get those out. If we can do that, we can use that scope surgery and take your gallbladder out. And I said, Doc, I'm going to pay you extra. You just make sure you get in there and you get those stones out that way, because I don't want to have another surgery. So let's see. He put me to sleep for colonoscopy. Then he took me back the next day. He put me to sleep, run the camera down to take the stones out or something. And then I think they put me to sleep one more time, maybe when they did the surgery or something. They put me to sleep 3 times, I think, in a day and a half, man.
Sound like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
At least you've woken up,
Well, hey, hey, to really be confident. Last time I had the scope done, the orderly guy that rolls you in, he says, "Don't worry, man. We're going to give you that. What is it, propanol or whatever?" He said that's the same. That's the same stuff Michael Jackson had.
Yeah, my wife said that's the best sleep she's ever had.
Yeah.
I don't get it, because you fall asleep and you wake up not knowing you were asleep. So I don't see that as being good sleep.
Oh, look at her. We got, and I forgot the name. But we're gonna give you that. Oh, okay.
Hey Tom, you got to turn off your audio from the web.
Yeah, let me see if I can mute him. I'm gonna. Yeah, okay, I muted you. The guy down in Dallas. Yeah, turn off the webcast because it's feeding back. Well, and he's eating something here. I wonder if it's ice cream. It looks like a milkshake or something.
Ice cream. Well, at least he's not eating what I am. I got
M&M's.
Yeah, I like to share this with you guys here, but it's all mine here.
What are M&M's?
Yeah,
I love it. I love
here in
M&M's.
Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yeah. So 3-pound bag of M&M peanut M&Ms here.
Wow.
That's what my grandkids do. I cracked it open tonight during the show. My grandkids gave it to me for Christmas. They always know what to give Grandpa for Christmas. They can't think of anything else. Give me a 3-pound bag of M&Ms.
3 pounds. Now, how much of that will you eat tonight?
Oh man.
Well, I don't think I'll quite go in.
I could eat that. I guarantee you, I could eat that in a couple days.
Yeah, it's a big bag.
Big bag. Yeah. Wow.
Here, this will last me through a couple of shows.
They make those here in my hometown.
That's good.
I don't want to be that close to it then.
Well, are we keeping everybody in the chat room entertained?
When they're making those Twix bars, you can smell that all over town.
Yeah.
Really, that's interesting. We have a Melita coffee right near here. When you drive up the highway, 295, right near Cherry Hill, you can just smell all that coffee. That smells fantastic.
I bet.
I'd like to have a chocolate factory nearby, though. All right, put them away.
Mm-hmm. That's not easy to do. I'm trying. They're still within reach.
You guys.
I thought that was a decayed tooth there for a minute, but you just had one stuck on it. So.
Oh man, I bet this is going to be a good video for people to watch tomorrow. If they can last this long, we've been on 2 hours and 10 minutes now.
Okay.
Hey there.
Oh, there.
Sorry, and the harmonica.
Where's the harmonica?
There.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right.
Tell me one harmonica.
Well, guys, I probably. Hey.
Jerry, where are you located? What town are you in, Jerry?
Huh?
He's in Dallas, I think.
Dallas.
He's in Dallas. Jerry, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, Jerry, did you see any of the show tonight, or did you just join in now?
Hold on a minute. Sarah, stop.
Did
I see what?
Did you see any of our live show tonight, or did you just join us on Hangout?
I just joined. I just got home.
Oh man! Well, you can watch the recording tomorrow on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah. Hey there. Howdy.
Yeah, but some of this talk isn't fit for a little harmonic like we were talking about.
Hold on a minute. Let me just do this. Sarah.
This talk is rated PG.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I probably need to get out of here. Go get me a peanut butter sandwich. Take it easy. Check the recording on YouTube.
What just happened?
And,
Yeah, it's about time for me to check out. I'm going to hang up.
Well, sounds good. Take care, Tom and Doc, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go ahead.
Jerry.
I'll turn the webcast off.
Sorry, Jerry, got in here late, man. We're done.
Oh.
Anyone of you guys in Maryland on the East Coast of the snow?
I'm in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, so yeah, we had about 18 inches.
Oh well, good luck to you, man. I am not envious.
Yeah, we're doing all right. we dug out. I mean, it snowed all day, Friday through Saturday, and then dug out on Sunday, and was able to go to work Monday, so it didn't disturb us too much.
Hey, how far is Cherry Hill, New Jersey, from Dover, New Jersey?
Dover. Where the hell is Dover?
I don't know. I was born there. All I know of Dover, New Jersey is when I put it in my. I lived there. I guess I was a year and a half old when my folks moved. But all I know is when I fill a place of birth, it's Dover, New Jersey.
Dover. Let me see. I never heard of Dover. Let's see. The town of Dover.
It's a little small town, I guess.
Forest County. Okay, let's see. Rockaway.
Yeah, I got a cousin in Rockaway.
All right.
I should be heading.
It's North Jersey. It's a little near Newark.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see where it is. Near Morristown. But yeah, well, I'm in southern New Jersey. I'm only about 10 miles from Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. All I know about Yeah.
What'd you say, Jerry?
I should be heading to Jersey sometime soon.
Well,
either between the 1st and the 3rd or the 15th and the 18th. I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to choose.
What do you do in New Jersey?
I have some training to come across there and do, and I have a choice of 2 different classes I can take. One is the 1st to the 3rd, and the other one is the 15th to the 18th.
And what town will you go to?
I think it's Piscataway or something. I can tell you. Hold a minute.
Piscataway?
Yeah. Hold a minute. Oh crap! What am I doing here?
What kind of education is it?
I'm a cellular site integrator, and we have some. Ericsson has a facility out there that we do trading at. They have one here in Dallas and one in one Dallas, one California, and one in Jersey. Let me just tell you where it be. I'll log into my computer. Oh boy, I gotta go.
Coming to ya on a dusty road. Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it, you got some. Don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Got what I got the hard way. I'll make it easy each and every day. So don't worry, don't you fret. 'Cause you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Now listen, on the side street, everything. I was educated from some good stock. And when I start, I just can't stop. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Well, grab a rope and I'll pull you in. Get home.
Good night.
You got another week. 73 all.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
So what's the topic tonight, man? What did I miss?
We talked about the Orlando Ham Fest called HamCation.
Okay, I've been promising myself to go to Orlando one of these days to see what it's like. That and Dayton, but I haven't made it as yet.
Yeah, well, it's pretty big. About 14,000 people attend, and of course Dayton is about 25,000. It's a big event. All right, man. Well, I'm going to get off here. 7-3 to everybody. See you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, well, you have a good night, my friend.
All right, you too. Hello, guys. Let's see. The guy singing, that was me. Hey, that's me playing the saxophone, guys. Look, you didn't recognize us? Let me point the people out there. All right, there I am in the back playing the saxophone.
Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it,
You're a radio radio.
don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm so man.
Playing the guitar.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Got what I got the hard way. I'll make it easy each and every day.
Here's what we did the year before. This one doesn't get started till about 4 minutes into it, but if you go full screen, you can read the chat room, and it was hilarious what people were saying about us. We were going to do bad to the bone here. It took us a couple minutes to get started.
All right, I think we're about ready here. Is my mic working? All right, you guys ready? My name's not Mike.
Yeah, Kurt. Thanks a lot, Kurt.
Wait. Is my mic working? Is my mic working? I don't know any other guy mic. You gotta get low if you're gonna rock. Here we go. Get low. Anybody? You gotta talk into the mic. You gotta talk. It's a free concert. Come on over. Got a groupie.
Hi, I'm Mark Thompson, KC9BUL. Currently, I'm in Tippecanoe County. That's Buck Creek, Indiana. For you great people, that's EN60, Oscar Lima. And we're here watching all the fun with Tom on W5KUB.com. 73s.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.